Yes, so welcome to a brand new episode. Larry and Stevie, what's going on? Stevie, from earlier, I'm excited apparently. I didn't even know I was. It's almost 10 o'clock in the evening. I shouldn't be this excited, but I am. How you doing?
It feels like only yesterday that we spoke, even minutes ago.
Yeah, mere minutes.
Even when was it? Monday? Or
yeah, it was. It was Monday. Yeah, Monday. Monday evening we recorded, and obviously that was a little bit later. But unfortunately, this is just the way that some of the games or some of the weeks are going to be. You know, we're going to have a weekend match and then midweek match. So we're going to try our best to keep on top of it, even though we're not promising anything because we are busy men. We're busy. We're doing things. I don't know what that was.
Busy fools.
Don't know what that was. But either way. Stevie, it's obviously Champions League week, and even as we speak, it's actually happening right now. You know, in the background, and Liverpool are winning, Chelsea are winning. Don't care for it, but we won, so that's what matters really, and that's why we're here tonight. It was a 4-0 defeat. No, I'm just kidding. 4-0 win against Atletico Madrid, and look, I know we sort of joked about the predictions, and I said 3-0. Now, there's no way on earth I would have ever put money on that.
Did you mean it?
It just sort
realistically.
Realistically, when you said that your prediction flashed through in front of your eyes,
yeah.
This is the score that flashed in front of my eyes, 3-0, and I thought, look, if I thought about it, I would have probably been like, it's a bit too generous, a bit extreme, so let's just dial it down. But I just went with it, just good feeling, boom, 3-0, and yeah, I'm surprised. I am absolutely surprised, by the way, because of the way that the match sort of played out up until the goals. I'm surprised at the scoreline, but I mean, look, initial thoughts watching it.
I thought when you sent me a message saying what's the score, it was 2-0 at the time, and I thought it went 2-1 because I think when we were predicting the scores, I was thinking, wow, it's gone 2-1, but it obviously went 3-0, which I was thinking, oh my god, that's what. Yeah, Larry picked, so I was thinking, wow, because I think he was slightly ahead of my stream. But yeah, I thought, obviously, overall, obviously super excited, super chuffed that they managed to obviously get the goals in the second half. Really, really top performance. Second half was a lot better, obviously, because the goals. First half was a bit cagey, but, it's what we do, don't we? We kind of just break teams down and look a bit dodgy initially, and then, just sort of get our heads together. But yeah, I'm really, really impressed.
I mean, after watching that last night, I'm starting to wonder, is it just a tactic that the team does now, where it's like, okay, let's just be a bit, like you said, cagey, where just to figure out the opponent, and then they sort of pounce. If it's something, with Arteta's mind games and Jedi mind tricks and stuff like that, this could be totally something that they have worked on in terms of the psychological side. And obviously we're both in agreement in terms of the game. It's not just physical, it's obviously psychological as well. So this could be a different aspect of it, a different factor that's been building throughout Arteta's time, and I wouldn't put it past them. That's the only thing I would say. Like, I would not put it past Arteta or Arsenal now, the way that it's built, for them to do something like that. He had wallets and jewelry stolen from his players. I will not put anything past this guy. Do you know what I mean? Short of him dropping down the chimney dressed as fucking Santa Claus, right? I would not put it past him. So yeah, it was again another team that's been added now to the list of bogey teams that we've had over the years. Another demon sort of slain, if you will, another dragon slain. Obviously that was the name of the last pod, so it's not going to be the name of this episode, but that's what it felt like. And the fact that we just absolutely annihilated them in that span of like 10-15 minutes, it was excellent to see. Now, I'm not taking anything away from us, but they did drop in quality a hell of a lot, especially during obviously the goal period. It's like they switched off completely. Like, how did you make of the way that we sort of like, I wouldn't say broke them down, but we did, didn't we? We did break them down. By the time the goals came, it was sort of like they really didn't have much else to give us, apart from obviously, a few chances which we'll get into very shortly. But like, how did you? Were you surprised at the ease that we cut through them in the second half, or was that just something that was coming?
I think you're right, the way we broke them down, but I think the first 15, 20 minutes, it was very, very easy for us. I don't know if you can remember the ease at which we had possession, but that's testament when it changed after about 20 minutes. They actually grew into the game after about 20 minutes, and that's testament to obviously Simeone, because I do think obviously he's been there that long and he does know the game inside out. So he changed it up, and they came into the game and they were starting to put us under a bit more pressure. But yeah, the second half obviously they did sort of capitulate, especially when the first goal went in, the heads dropped, and yeah, we kind of bullied them. It was I think Simeone has actually came out and said that it's just this reverb's doing my head in.
If it helps, by the way, just take one headphone off.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate. I know. The good thing is that
they were just incessant, weren't I think that's what he was saying. That he just said that Arsenal were incessant in every sort of department. So other than the first sort of 15, 20 minutes, I thought, we were pretty good, really.
Yeah. I mean, even taking away some of their sort of chances, looking at some of their chances that they had, yes, it was more sloppiness from our end rather than the way that they played. But again, in Champions League matches or just in football in general, that's all it takes, really. A couple of those chances, and again, by this point, I think when they hit the crossbar, Alvarez hit the crossbar, it was already, it was 0-0 still. So again, anything could have happened in that stretch. But fortunately for us, we sort of, we just kept going at them, and I think in the first half, again, the caginess, it was just mainly from I feel again from lack of decision making from Saka, because there was a few chances that he ran through, and it's like, okay, yes, but you took too many touches, or you stood too long before trying to pass or shoot. And again, it goes back to what you've been saying for a long time, and I see it. I really do see it, and it's not something that I'm gonna hold against him, like sort of hate him for, but it is something that he, at this age, he kind of needs to be a bit more decisive about what he's doing. Even though he is tricky, he can take on a player, which is fair enough. We saw it last night. That Hanchko, the left back, he's going to be having some cold showers for sure, as punishment, by the way, whilst getting whipped by Simeone. But so that's the only thing with Saka from last night. There was a few chances where, watching it back on the highlights and just people talking about it, you just think, yeah, that split second that you stood, you could have easily looked up and passed the ball or taken the shot earlier or whatever it was. That doesn't take away the fact that he was very, very threatening as a player last night. I mean, what did you make of Saka? But let's just you keep it diplomatic.
It just becomes like every game we seem to be saying I seem to be saying the same thing. Just is predictability. Yes, I think that the fact that he's getting a bit more space now is just down to the fact that we've got Gyökeres and he's taking two defenders. But with Saka, it's like he'll take someone on, and you just know what he's going to do. He's going to come inside and he's going to attempt that England type shot that he seems to score very, once every sort of 10 matches. And, it goes in. When it goes in, it's like, wow, he's fantastic. But 9 times out of 10, there's about 3 or 4 players closing him down. And when that happens, you look at the space that the other players are in just for a nice shot from sort of the penalty area, and you think, why didn't he pass it? Or why, and this is the thing, I think Madueke, he does see that, and he has got the vision, and he would either pretend, I think, is that confidence from Madueke's side? So he's thinking to himself, look, I'm not as good as shooting as Saka, but put someone else in a better position than what I am. And like you say, it's happening time and time again. And as much as I do like Saka, I do appreciate everything he does for the team. And he's a trier. He does score some important goals. I just think it's kind of become too occasional now, isn't it? Like frequent. Sorry.
So yeah, I understand. Obviously, with Saka, it is something that because he's not scoring frequently, like you said, it has become a bit like, well, what? Come on, man. The runs are good, of course, but you are a good enough player. You are a good enough player, because that sounded the other way. He is a very good player for him to score, and again, the issue is, which I have sort of agreed with you, is the indecisiveness, and he's not a teenager anymore. He's not a brand new player anymore. He's been in the league for a long time, and I just feel like, he's still not at the world-class level, and I think this is what's going to put him to the world-class level. It's just better decision-making whenever he's in the box. And again, going back to Madueke, from the small sample that we've seen from him, he's a bit more decisive. He can be ball greedy, of course, but he's a bit more decisive. He's like, right, okay, this is a clear run. But with Saka, there was a couple of chances last night where, again, Gyökeres was running in, he had Martinelli running at the back post as well, and he still wanted to take a shot when he had two players in front of him. So again, it's that type of stuff where it's like, okay, yes, we understand it's a big night, but there is a team around you and there is players making runs, so just use them as well. But again, not to take away from how good he actually was last night, just from the chaos that he managed to cause on that Atletico left back. Which, like I said, I can't remember. Did he get subbed? I'm sure he got subbed.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, eventually. That wasn't just. Yeah, that was way too late. Eventually.
I thought they were very dirty, man. Weren't they? They were dirty as fuck. One of the dirtiest teams.
Yeah, that's the type of team that they are, and they have been ever since Simeone's been there. That's why it's. The thing is, I think the commentator John Champion, he said it right last night, where it was just like, the team has sort of reflects the manager, or the manager reflects the team. So, and again, that's the type of players that they are, and it doesn't matter who they bring in, even if it's brand new players. That's the way that they play. And
I think I remember when they played City a couple of seasons ago. I think there was a season City got at the quarters. I think they knocked them out and they kicked them off the park, and it was brutal to watch. I felt sorry for them, to be fair. I hate City now, obviously, for what they've gone on to do, but it was brutal. The ref let so much go, and so many players actually were out for a few weeks, got injured, and I thought, wow. And they did it. I think they did it against. They were trying it against Liverpool, weren't they? And obviously they did it against. And obviously, did you see? Is it Nelson Vivas? That's Nelson Vivas.
I'm not sure.
He used to play for Arsenal on the bench.
No.
For them.
No, I didn't see. No.
Do you know? He used to play for Arsenal. I think it was 2001.
Did he? Oh, okay.
2001 to 2003, and he looked about 80 years old.
Oh, right. Okay, that's why the show. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize who he was, to be honest. Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize who he was.
I did a bit of research on him, and I think like Henry and people like that used to say to him, "Don't go one-on-one against him, even in training, because he'll take you out." He's Argentinian, wasn't he?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Butcher.
That makes sense. But I mean, we've got our own Argentinian, so yeah.
Gabriel.
Yeah, Heinz looked vicious on the bench. Yeah, he was plotting and concocting some stuff on the bench. Okay, but the thing is, it's fine to have that, but you can't. The thing is with Atletico, that they sort of, same as Newcastle, they sort of resort to that very early, and it just. You can't help but dislike them as a team. So, I'm not a big fan. Never have been. Never really cared for Simeone either. And it was quite funny when again when Alan Shearer was being told, it's like, well, Alan, how do you feel? Like, he's one of the only guys that you have a football jersey and so on. So again, even Alan Shearer had his own problems with Simeone from back in '98 and whatnot. So. Not a big fan. Not like I hate him or anything. Just don't really care too much for him. But yeah, go for it. You got your hand raised.
I can't see any time going round.
Of course not, because it's not recorded on Riverside. It's recorded right here.
Right. Okay.
Do you remember? Like, when was it? 16 minutes ago when I said to you, it's not recorded on Riverside, and Liverpool have just scored the fourth. Sorry. Yeah.
As long as Isak doesn't score.
No, it was Gakpo. And he's a good player, to be fair, so I can't even be mad. He's actually a good player. Sorry, Stevie, that is why you're not seeing any time going around, because it is not recorded on Riverside anymore. For reasons. Just reasons. Whatever they may be, we never know. But yeah, so going back to Atletico and Simeone, I think the way that we've sort of approached them before has been very sort of defensive or very scared of them because of their pedigree in the Champions League and blah 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 and so on. But I feel like last night, once we got a hold of the game, not even just before the goals as well, once we got a hold of the game, I think they had absolutely no chance. After 1-0, I didn't think anything else was going to happen, to be honest. I thought they were just going to end it at 1-0 because Atletico didn't really have much against us, and we just looked very comfortable. So I don't know. I mean, once we went 1-0, were you a bit like, let's go attack, or were you happy chilling where we were chilling?
I think after it went 1-0, we were relentless. I think we just never stopped, and that's what I want to see every game. It's like what City does, what Liverpool do, what teams that are going to win things, they don't just sit back, because that just gives you the team confidence. But yeah, I was really impressed. We just went for it, and obviously the second goal from Lewis Skelly was amazing. Yeah. I mean, look, Lewis Skelly. Sorry, can we just talk about the first goal first, by the way? Because again, it came from a free kick. It came from a free kick, which at first I don't know if it was a free kick or not, to be honest with you. But either way, it probably wasn't, was it?
No, it was probably not a free kick, but it's fine. It was for us. I don't care, right? A lot of things have gone against us, and now Gabriel, he is. I mean, you said set piece king as soon as the goal went in. I've got the timestamp on that as well, by the way, so people out there thinking they said it first, they didn't say it first. All right, you heard it here first, but later. Set piece kings, and I think Gabriel, I don't know how he does it, or either he's got like this sort of special way of running around players or ghosting through them or something, or the other teams are not picking him up, which I find completely insane, because they've seen what he can do from set pieces. So I don't understand. I don't understand. That goal for me was, again, it was a massive FU to everyone who's going to set piece FC and all this stuff. Doesn't matter. We said it in the last pod. I'm not going to repeat it again, but I think it is one of the best things that we have done is integrate set pieces so effectively. It is probably one of the best things, and again, could be a massive, massive difference maker. And real quick, by the way, before you jump in, I was watching Liverpool and they scored 2 goals from set pieces.
I saw that, yeah.
Konate and Van Dijk. So 2 defenders.
Saw that.
Now, we're not going to hear Arsenal fans going, set piece FC or anything like that.
No.
Because it's like, dude, it's part of the game, right? It's just the way it is. And again, it's not like Liverpool and Arsenal, for example. It's not like that's the only thing that they rely on. They have players to score up and play goals. But set pieces is like, well, no one's picking us up. So it's like free goals. Who doesn't want free goals, right? Almost like a penalty when you think about it. So you're never going to hear that from Arsenal fans or from any other rival fans about Liverpool, because it's like, they scored from a corner. But we are so effective at it, and it's very...
Szoboszlai's got one now, by the way.
Has he? Oh, God, because my screen's frozen, so I don't know Is it 5-1 now? Oh, right, okay. It is what it is. But actually, before we carry on, can I just play a quick clip of a Liverpool fan reacting to the first Arsenal goal, right? This is something that I really want you to listen to, because I don't know if you have or not, but I'm going to play it, all right? The guy's name he's called Don Hussam, right? He's a Liverpool fan, I think maybe from like Iran or something. I'm not sure. But here we go. This is what he was saying, right? Small clip. Are you ready? Let's do it.
Anyway, free kick in a dangerous position, and they score the set piece. Now watch this, yeah? The whole chat now. Set piece again, ole, like they'll celebrate it. They know deep down this ain't sustainable. بس خلاص يعني. What do you want me to say? I got another set piece goal, I swear. Cannot make this up. You can...
And then obviously, it's a lot longer clip, of course, because it's his own video, but... What got me and what made me laugh is the fact that, again, he is using that And by the way, it's the timing worked out perfectly, considering Liverpool just did exactly the same thing. So the timing is perfect.
Yeah.
But again, we did not sit here. We're a bit disappointed that Frankfurt are getting slapped about, but we didn't sit here and go, "Oh, we'll score a corner goal." Like, no, it's a goal, man. So that's what made me laugh. And again, it just worked out perfectly. But he's saying that, and then he carries on to go like, "Oh, it's a disgrace, it's haram and all that stuff." And I still don't understand the problem. And again, the only issue is obviously just complete, like, why isn't my team doing that? Just envy. That's the only thing I can think of. It's just envy. Do it.
Yeah.
Other teams.
Yeah.
No one's stopping you from doing it.
I mean, look, looking as an observer, an outsider, say if it was Man City, if it was Liverpool, and they were top of the league and they scored the majority of their goals from set pieces, you kind of feel the same way. But at the same time, it's like the top of the league. So what? And that's what people should respect and understand, that we are top of the league because we score set piece goals and we're the best at it in probably Europe, in all honesty. And yes, but we can score the other goals, like they say. The second goal was testament to that. It was fantastic by Skelly. But that's just hilarious that a Liverpool fan is that concerned, the fact that we're actually scoring goals, that we're actually winning games because of it. Why they're jealous, aren't they? That's what it's obviously what it is.
The thing is, when you worded it like that, right, it sounds like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Do you know what I mean? Someone's mocking us for scoring goals, by the way, and this is the whole aim of football. And it's
mental, isn't it?
So I love it. There was a Chelsea fan as well, but you know what? I'll spare you the whole thing. He goes a bit deeper. He's like, "Oh, what else can I say?" Again, just almost repeating everyone else, and it's just funny. But yeah, I don't care. Set piece ole. I don't. Do you know what I mean? I don't actually care. So here we go. Set piece again. Ole, ole, ole. So I'm happy. I'm happy with that. And you know what? I like that sound clip so much. I think I'm going to make it like a stable. On the podcast. But yeah, look,
every time we score a set piece,
every time,
nearly every game.
I love it. Okay, so second goal, Lewis Skelly, just unbelievable run through. Again, when you're watching that live, you kind of thinking, "Oh, pass it on," but he just carried on. And this is why these people are professionals. Do you know what I mean? So he ran it through completely straight down the middle and laid it off. And again, it was just. The goal from Martinelli was the most Henry-esque goal I've ever seen since Henry. It was fantastic. The way that he opened up his body, his foot, just the way that he curled it round past Oblak was fantastic. And again, what made it even sweeter was the fact that it was against Jan Oblak, because he is such a great goalkeeper. And most of the times you think, how are we going to score past this guy? But he made it look so easy. So easy.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, like you, when Skelly picked it up, it was Gabby York, when she was doing the commentary at the end, she said Lewis Miles Skelly, didn't she? It was hilarious. But yes, anyway, enough of the glove woman. So when he got the ball and he was going through, I was thinking, fucking hell, you're going to lose it. And he nearly did, but that's what he does all the time. He's so strong. And I thought, yeah, you're going to lose it. Oh, just keep running with it. Please pass it now. And when he got that close, I thought, yeah, he's going to pass it to Martinelli. And yeah, as you say, great finish. Henry-esque. It was a great finish. I mean, I know if it was another team, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, what a fantastic goal!" And yeah, it was okay. It wasn't fantastic. I think Miles Lewis Skelly made it better. The fact that he ran from the halfway line. But yeah, overall, I mean, yeah, fantastic to make it 2-0, and that effectively put it to bed, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think after the 2-0, I was more than happy. I was more than happy to just leave it at that. But yeah, just brilliant from Martinelli. And the thing is, again, the frustrating thing is that he has that in his locker, and he always has had that. But again, it just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's game by game he's asked to do different things, or he's not feeling it, or it's not the right players on the pitch. I don't know what it is, but something just hasn't been clicking the way that we wanted to click for Martinelli. But look, if we can do this type of stuff in the Champions League, then yeah, fine. A goal here, 2 goals there in the Champions League, I'm happy with that.
absolutely. Because I think this, like, we've spoke about this before, about certain players are suited to certain games and tactics and stuff. And I think with Atletico and especially in Europe, they're a bit more open and they're not as rigid. They're not, you don't sort of put a back five, back six, and it's like, you know, we do criticise him, but he's more suited to the European League. I think the European games. In the Premiership, there's low blocks galore, so he's not suited, and that's where Arteta needs to work out probably his best position. And he scored, 3 goals in 3 games now? I think it is, something like that. So yeah, hats off to him. Really, you know, he's doing what he's intended to do. You know.
Yeah. I just, again, obviously we want a bit more from him. That goes without saying, and we want more from all our players. But yeah, as far as last night, he was very good, and I wouldn't say a contender for man of the match for me, but he was definitely up there in terms of some good rating, which obviously we'll get to very quick. And then obviously our boy Big Vic, Big Yok, Vic Yok. Yok Vic, whatever you want. Yeah, Yok Vic, whatever you want to call it. Not the yak. No, definitely not the yak. Some Mongolian horse, man.
The Yak. We love him.
Yeah, Big Vic comes up, and I'll be honest, right? It was one of those goals where when you're watching it and you think, what is happening? Where is the ball here? Like, what is going on? And then it just it's just deflecting so kindly. And yeah, I think it was well overdue for Gyökeres. And again, same. I'm just going to echo what the commentator said. It doesn't matter how it came; it just did, and it went in. It doesn't matter to him. It doesn't matter to us. But it was funny when after he scored, he just sort of like stood looking around, like, did I just do that? Oh, yeah. Oh, do I celebrate? Oh, all right, then I guess I'll do it. And then obviously
I was laughing as well, because I think sometimes Shearer was commentating, wasn't he? And he said it doesn't matter, and he's been sort of victim of that in the past, where I think he's gone a few games without a score, and he said it doesn't matter if it goes in off your backside, off your shin, off your head, off your arse, or whatever. And he said as long as it goes in, he said that's the catalyst. And sometimes it does work like that. I hope it does. You know, you never know. It might not. It might just be a sticky patch, then he doesn't score anymore. But I think it's going to work in our favour, personally. I think he'll do really well.
Yeah, I agree. And we have both been in defence of him, to be honest. And again, it's not something that we're just making up. Other people who have said the same thing. I was watching. I follow this YouTube channel called Adam Cleary Football Channel, ACFC, right? And he used to do stuff for 442 magazine until he got his own channel, which again, I followed him for a long time, and he breaks down certain games and certain players and analysis, and he's pretty good, to be honest. And he had a video just tonight, really had a video on Victor Gyökeres and how he's been playing for Arsenal. And again, same thing for him. He put his bad sides, what he hasn't been good at was what he's been good at. And he came out in defence of him as well. He said, you know, this guy, he will get the goals, no doubt, but the way that he's playing right now, he's opening up different avenues for Arsenal. And again, just reiterating what we've been saying for a while now. It's just them goals. That's the only thing. Just them goals. I have nothing else to really say about Gyökeres apart from the fact that, again, 2 goals last night, well overdue. And again, no way did I think that he was going to score 2 goals. Like, I barely thought that he's going to score 1, to be honest. But and I don't know if I mentioned it. Did I mention that maybe Big Vic may score? I don't know. I can't remember. I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
So I'm happy. Again, predictions very close. Obviously, it was 4-0 and not 3-0, like I said. So, oh well, I'm not happy about that.
Keep it up, mate. Keep it up.
So again, I think we should just go with gut instinct. Whatever score flashes in front of your eyes, however crazy it may be. So, but yeah. I'm not going to say a brilliant goal. It was a goal, but the good thing is that he found himself in exactly the position that he needs to be in, and that's
his second goal was AKA Trossard, wasn't it, against Fulham? Virtually exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Of his knee, shin, or whatever.
Yeah, I won it.
Very pleased.
I think it was a knob jockey.
Knob, something like that.
I I don't know. It was a knob shot. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, again, yeah. But he found himself in the right position, and this is what's been different about Arsenal. That every time a ball goes into the box, there is someone in the box to receive it or potentially just bring it down. And
because Havertz wasn't that player, was he? He was very rarely in the box. He was always playing sort of, centre back when the balls would go in the box.
I mean, the main thing with Havertz is that he didn't make the runs into the channels, or he made the runs into the wrong channels. It's like, Havertz, you're 2 lanes away. Can you just come back over here, please? But the thing is, he did the job for us. So I can't sit here and slag off fucking Havertz, because I do like him as a player. But yeah, very, very different players. Very different players. At first, like at the beginning of the season, I genuinely thought they were going to be interchangeable, like as in they play a similar style. But watching Gyökeres over the last however many games it's been, no, that's completely gone out of my mind now. Yeah, he's a totally different player. And again, I'm glad, because the money that we spent, again, not that much when you relative to everything else, but still, it's a massive outlet for one player where we could have reinforced other positions. But yeah, Big Vic. I love to see the celebration. The fact that obviously the second goal he enjoyed a lot more than the first goal, because he felt like, oh yeah, it actually came off me this time. Fair enough, but sometimes you just gotta take it. So yeah, incredible.
I think it was funny. I think the celebrations were quite funny. Did you see? Obviously, Big Gabby, he was doing the mask celebration, and then Martinelli came in and did one. But God knows what he was doing with his hands, because he looked like he was like covering his head. Like that, he was like holding on his head over, like it was just hilarious to see. He just couldn't get his fingers in the right place.
I was too jubilant with the celebration from Gyökeres, but yeah, I like it, because they obviously after his first goal, Gyökeres' first goal, they went over and like slapped him on the head, didn't they? So it's
they were all sort of overjoyed. It was great. It's great to see.
Loved, yeah. Again, just the camaraderie of the team. It's brilliant. And but look, before we even scored the goals, there was many chances, and Eze had a very, very good chance very early on, by the way, and I don't know how
he faded from there, didn't he? I mean, I don't know if we're going to go into score player ratings and stuff, but he faded from that moment on. I know he said he gave a through ball to Saka, but other than the shot that hit the bar, that deflected off the bar, I thought he was pretty poor, to be fair.
Look, he was a lot better than against Fulham. A lot better.
American.
But yeah, I think so. I think he didn't have that deep line role like that he was playing against Fulham, and I think in this one against Atletico, him and Saka were connecting very, very nicely, and it felt like a very good partnership was just starting to, because I feel like they've got a very good understanding of how each other play, and that's what we needed when Odegaard's out. We needed that type of player rather than a positional type of player. We needed someone who can connect with Saka, and Timber's doing the same thing now. So hopefully we can get that triangle going. Odegaard can come in and do a similar thing. And Ben White, he came on, didn't he? He came on yesterday.
Yeah,
he came on later. So again, hopefully he'll still have a part in the team, which I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. If Lewis Skelly and Calafiori are switching around on the left, there's no reason why Ben White and Timber can't switch on the right hand side. But yeah, so a few chances. But yeah, in terms of Eze, we will do player ratings real quick. By the way, we'll get to that. But yeah, just the chances. Obviously, that deflected. That came off the crossbar. Oblak was nowhere to be seen, and then Rice just
should have scored.
Why did he do that? Like, Ozil is the only one who can do a bounce goal, right? You can't do what Ozil does. Forget it. Just shoot the bloody thing. Just put your foot through it and get it into the top
bit
corner.
Strange.
So yeah, that was a bit. That was definitely a bit like, what the hell. And then obviously Martinelli had a goal disallowed, which I thought was again brilliant goal. Like the way that it just ran through, but it was disallowed.
Yeah, he shouldn't have never been offside. I was watching. I was thinking, you're looking across the line there. That's intelligence that you don't have. He shouldn't be offside. Even if minimally is offside, he just shouldn't be offside. Yeah. He was miles off.
Yeah. It was an opportunity that I felt like was wasted just with the wrong decision made. But it sort of played a few mind games with Atletico when those chances sort of happened, because again they realised that, okay, shit, they've actually got more than just the one threat here. It's not just Saka from the right. they'd literally have a midfielder players, and Zubamendi as well was just brilliant. But I'll tell you what, instead of doing that, should we do some player ratings? I think we should.
Possibly, yeah, we'll crack on. I just want to quickly mention, obviously Alvarez, and I don't really want to talk about Atletico much, the dirty, horrible team, but what a fantastic addition he would be if we could sign him, because he would surpass anything we've got. I know he can play along the front, across the front, but predominantly he was in that shot that he hit the bar. He was from the left, and he was doing that for City, wasn't he? A couple of seasons
coming
ago.
from the left, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And he's not an out-and-out striker. He's a kind of if we could get him, he reminds me a lot like our favourite player Sanchez. That type of size, ilk, shot.
Yeah.
Do everything, can he? Take free kicks, run with the ball, shoot like that. Honestly, if we could get him, I'll be fucking him or Semenyo in the next. If we can get him in January, which I know we won't, but if we could aim for someone like Alvarez or Semenyo in January, in the next summer, wow.
I'll be honest, I would much rather have Alvarez than Semenyo. I just think I've always admired Alvarez, and I know we've talked about him before as well. Like, again, he could have been a player that we could have signed. There was no reason not. Maybe obviously the money could have been a bit of an issue, but yeah, I've always liked him, and again, I feel like after he left City, could have been an option explored, but I just don't think they did that for whatever reason. It's irrelevant now. But yeah, if we could manage to steal him in January, then that is excellent market.
But can you see the resemblance to Sanchez?
I see exactly what you mean. Yeah. He's he's small in stature, but he's very strong as well, very quick. He can take shots. Honestly, I think he was, I wouldn't say one of the best players, but he was definitely one of the better ones for Atletico yesterday. A couple of chances, but again, the whole team wasn't up to speed, to be fair, from what I watched. Right, should we player ratings? Where do you want to start? We'll start from Raya this time. Do you have some? I've got the flash score ratings. Do you have any other ratings out there?
Personally, I thought he didn't really do much, to be fair, apart from fuck up nearly a goal. And it was Alvarez that actually did the shot, wasn't it, from the corners?
Yeah,
from that side. So he's going to have to stop this. He's going to have to stop these stupid things. I mean, there was no danger whatsoever. Excuse me. There was no danger, and he created danger from nothing, and he needs to eradicate these type of things. We were very lucky then, because that would have been 1-0.
Yeah. No, it's not like he's been making too many mistakes, but again, it's just sometimes it feels like a bit of a lapse of concentration because maybe he's just getting a bit complacent. Again, when you go the majority of matches, really, that you're not doing much. When you called up to it, it's like, well, am I ready for this? So
true.
So I think sometimes that's got to be taken into consideration. I'm not saying that's an excuse or a justification, but it is something that happens. And as far as Raya is concerned, I think these guys are giving him 6.9. I feel like that's all right. I mean, a couple of mistakes sort of justifies that, but obviously a clean sheet yet again, so could even just go to a 7 just to be generous.
Have you heard of Tom Canton? You probably will have.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've just got his scores from Football London. He's scored him as a 6, which I could probably agree with, to be fair. Obviously taking risky decisions that weren't punished, but he's put here there was a great anticipated clearance after an Atletico. Oh, that's right, I do remember those. What he was on about. There was a counter attack on. I don't know if you remember, and he was right out of his goal, and he was literally at the halfway line, and he cleared it. So he sort of redeemed his error there, which I suppose is true.
Yeah, I mean that was a good clearance. I was watching that part with my wife, and she was like, "What the hell's he doing?" I'm like, "There's nothing else he could have done. Like there was no one else there." But yeah, I feel like again stuff like that. When he's switched on, which is most of the times, he's very, very good, one of the best in the league. But when he switches off, it's like, dude, come on, you're literally in the halfway line and you're not even moving. Again, that throw-in was a prime example of that. So you're just dawdling back to your goal, and it's like, oh crap, let me run back now. It's like, oh, for God's sake, that could have been so embarrassing. But yeah, so that's fair. That's fair. I'm just saying 4-0. and a clean sheet.
The clean sheet, there was nothing really to do with him. It's to do with the defence and the team, isn't it? So
you got to give him something, man. If he's not doing anything most of the game, then you're just going to give him something.
Yeah, 6 to me. 6 for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
6.
Timber.
Not bad. I did think he got caught out a few times. They've scored him a 7. He did try, like I said, a few through balls that didn't come off to Saka. I don't know if you remember them. Mm-hmm. He did all right. It wasn't his best game. I know he's very consistent, but I thought he got obviously caught out a couple of times. But in general, he did okay. In general,
yeah. I think
he did have one left-footed shot, didn't he? I think it was as well. Quite tame. Do you remember? He came inside and he had a shot on target, but he was all right.
I think a 7 sounds about right, to be honest. I think that's what these guys are giving him, and I feel like that's what he was. It's not like we didn't see him or anything. It's just what he was doing. It was kind of good, and it's like, all right, just crack on. Nothing really positive or nothing really negative. So I feel like a 7 is probably fair.
Yeah.
I could say the same about Saliba, to be honest.
Very, very confident again. Another probably exemplary performance. Other than scoring a goal, he was on a par with Gabriel, and Gabriel probably will get a better score because he scores. But that's not his game. He's a lot calmer than Gabriel defensively. He just doesn't score the goals. So perfect combination, really.
Yeah. I mean, with Saliba, I feel like he's just in a league of his own, really. When we say 7, it's like a 10 in normal world.
Yeah.
That's fine. I can live with that. And Gabriel, he's got an 8.9 and man of the match from Flash Scores.
See, I'm not giving him man of the match. I won't obviously sort of say they've given him an 8, and I'll say that's about right. Yes, he did score the goal, and yes, he did set Gyökeres's second goal up. Mm-hmm. So I can't score him any lower than an 8, but I can't give him man of the match just purely because he didn't really do much defending. He did one sort of block against Alvarez, but other than that, he was pretty average. But average for him is 7 to 9, isn't it? Most games. Yeah. Even when he has a fuck up, like he'll give the ball away, he'll then go and score. So he's always higher, or do you know what I mean? But other than that, he's pretty good.
Yeah. Look, it's the same thing every week with Saliba and Gabriel. Like, what else can we say? And again, Timber's sort of fallen into that category as well. It's like, do we really need to talk about these guys unless they really do something spectacular or, fucked up, I guess. Lewis Skelly. Now, these guys are giving him a 7 point... Sorry, my rating for Gabriel, I'm going to go 8.5 because I felt like the setup and the goal itself and just the way that he is at set pieces, I feel like that's probably fair. Lewis Skelly, these guys are giving him a 7.3, which I feel is a bit harsh. Feels a bit low.
Yeah. They've given him an 8.
I would meet in the middle. I'd go like a 7.7 or something because I felt like he was very good for the majority of the match. A few lapses in concentration, but I thought it was very good.
With Skelly, I'm still on the side of that. There's an error in him. There's something's going to happen where it's either he's out of position.
It almost happened last night. Yeah.
Yeah, he needed to give a penalty away, didn't he?
He needed to give a penalty away, and I think it was one run where it's like where he left Alvarez sort of. Basically, Alvarez ran the other side, and he sort of turned the other way, and I was like, "Oh my god, that is the most amateur thing I've ever seen in my life." But,
I thought he might have got hooked as well at half time because he got yellow carded, didn't he? And I thought, against tricky sort of players like the Alvarez, get Calafiori on, or Hincapié, which I'm dying to see. But I thought they might have put Calafiori on just to steady it, but you don't know whether. I don't know. I just think that with Skelly something just might snap. And he's either lack of concentration or he'll give away a penalty because he wasn't looking at all when he touched that ball, and a split second later or sooner or whatever, and that would have been a penalty, and that would have been, I think it was 0-0 at the time as well.
Yeah, he pulled out on time, didn't he?
Yeah. So they've given him an 8, and if it wasn't for that run, I would have probably given him a 6. But that run has elevated him, and the setup for the goal, I think he probably warrants a 7.7 for me.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so I guess we're in agreement with that one. I don't know. I mean, I think overall he was quite good, apart from a couple of moments. But I just put that down to to inexperience.
Yeah,
really,
so,
which is fine. And I feel I'm not going to say I feel confident or comfortable with Lewis Skelly at left back or doing that sort of role. But at the same time, it's not like I'm freaking out when he plays. It depends on the opposition. If it's like a physical opposition, like a Newcastle, for example, or Atletico, I feel like they're going to go at him a little bit more, trying to provoke. And yeah, sometimes it works. Sometimes he's just not looking, like you said, almost giving a penalty, running the wrong side of a player, or letting a player run the wrong side of him, or not being like his body being positionally right. So yeah, there is definitely improvements to come in his game, but I feel like 7.7 sounds about right. And I feel like these guys have been a bit harsh. Zubimendi.
Yeah, I liked him. I think there was three. So he set Gyökeres up which was saved. I think if you remember, he tried to chip it over Black. He set Gyökeres up. He set Martinelli away with his left foot, which actually resulted in the Gyökeres goal. And he also set Martinelli up in the first half. And if you remember, it was a cross, and it came off Martinelli's shoulder.
Yeah,
it should have been a goal, really. He came off his shoulder. It's like, fucking how do you miss that? But he came off his shoulder.
It was a bit, to be honest, that was a bit of an awkward one, though, because it's sort of like he was going down at the same time. And I
don't know. I think
either way,
like Haaland or like Alan Shearer or even Gyökeres probably would have scored that proper centre forward. But anyway, that's by the by. We're talking about Zubimendi, and I thought he had a great game. They've given him a 9. Now, he's one of my 3 man of the matches, so I'm not going to tell you who he is. But yeah, I thought he had a great game, and I'm sticking with a 9 for him.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like, again, he had a lot of movement and a lot of sort of good positions around the outside of the box, ready to take a ball down. And again, a couple of times he took a ball down and he sort of like chipped it over a player, and it's like, dude, that was so good. But again, this was a match where Zubimendi was seen. Do you know what I mean? But again, for listeners, by the way, that doesn't mean that he's not seen or he's shit in the other matches. No. He just does things so well and efficiently that you just don't really notice that he's there. He's like pop, pop, pop everywhere. It's like when something goes really fast and it like blurs sort of like, and you don't really see it. That's what Zubimendi kind of does.
Yeah. Well, we know exactly what you mean, because we talk about it every week. He has those games where you don't see him, but he does everything so efficiently that he just blends in with the grass effectively. Whereas last night, like you say, he was seen and we knew what he was doing, what he was about, and he executed everything perfectly for me. Anyway.
I agree, and I think that's fair with a 9, and he's one of 2 of my man of the matches, but I think we both are gonna say the same man of the match. So let's just.
Maybe not.
I think we are. We definitely are. I know we are. It's definitely not going to be the next guy who's gonna.
No,
it's not going to be
Big Deck.
It's not going to be you're going to go with Declan, fair enough.
Or whatever,
yeah, that's fine. We'll go Declan Rice. I thought again, very good match. If you're going to give Zubimendi a 9, then I feel Declan Rice is easily an 8, an 8.5. I thought it was good. I thought it was good, man. I really did. And not even just the set pieces. I felt like he was very strong in midfield. And it was such a different performance to what we've seen against Fulham. And it was the same midfield. But it was such a different performance from all 3 of them. Zubimendi stepped up another level. Eze was definitely better than Fulham. And Rice, again, just very, very good. Just sort of carrying on as far as I'm concerned. Very steady, very stable. So I think an 8/8.5 from me for Rice.
I think he did okay. Yeah, you're right. He does deserve, obviously for Zubimendi's a 9, he deserves an 8. They've given him a 7, and I think I forgot his balls are so pinpoint. You forget how good he is at actually delivering a ball. He's almost Beckham-esque, isn't he? Go on, sorry.
No, just on that point that you made there, accurate long passes, 6 out of 6, 100%. By the way, and accurate crosses.
It's unbelievable, really, isn't it?
Yeah, unreal the way that he delivers. And again, does that justify the price tag?
Listen, he's got to do it consistently.
Yeah.
He's got to win us a trophy for him to justify me saying he's like up there with not world class, because that's a very, very high statement to make for a player, and there's not many that are world class. But yeah, he certainly he's mixing it with the world class players. I think he wasn't a 9 because but they've given him a 7. I'll probably say 7.7, similar sort of game to Lewis Skelly, just purely down to the fact is that his pinpoint accuracy with his crosses and corners and things like that, fantastic. And yeah, he's not the quickest, and sometimes his feet get tangled up on himself, but we know that. We've got Zubimendi to do that type of thing, and we've got Eze and Odegaard and things. So yeah, they've given him a 7.7 for me.
I think with Big Deck, it's sort of like he had a game that Zubimendi usually has.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So that's fair. I think I'm going to stick with an 8 for Rice because I like, and I saw a lot of him. I liked what I saw from him as well. So Eze, these guys are giving him a 7.7, which I feel it's a bit generous, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's a bit generous. I think a steady 7. Probably
7. They've given him 7 here. He hit the bar, like you say. It was a deflected shot. Who knows what would have happened if it wasn't deflected? Would it have gone in? Would the keeper have saved it? Who knows? He did a defence splitting pass for Saka when he was through 1-on-1. Obviously, Saka didn't score. I know what you're saying, and you think he did a better game than he did against Fulham. It was a completely different match. Obviously, they defended a lot deeper, I think, Fulham, whereas Atletico did open up in the second half and come out. I don't think it was one of his better games. I think he did okay. He could have done better, and it was another one of those laid back kind of I've got skill, I'm strong. It was another one of those games where he thought he was better than what he was, and I think he needs to pull his socks up and get a grip of the game. I know it's completely different from Palace. It's a completely different set of waves. He was the big fish in a small pond. Now it's kind of he's a fish in a pond.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree. It's a different level that he's stepping up to.
Sorry, they've given him a 7, and I think that's probably about right. Personally,
yeah, I agree. I think a 7 sounds about right, to be honest. Nothing really special. I thought it was a bit. He was definitely one of the livelier players in the beginning phases of the match, him and Saka. But again, if that goal had gone in, maybe a bit more confidence, maybe could have gone to score another one or assisted one or whatever it was. But yeah, definitely not one of his better games. No, I'll agree with you on that one, but not as bad as against Fulham. I don't think it was as bad as against Fulham, to be honest.
But it's the opponents, isn't it? I sometimes think the opponents make your game different as well, and what the manager asks you to do. I think someone was talking about Eze. I can't remember who it was. Like an ex-pro, and he was saying that you just need to let him become who he is, like what he was doing at Palace, where he just is a free spirit. He's one of them players that you can't nail him down to a left wing, right wing.
I'm sure that was Larry from Real Arsenal Talk. I'm sure it was. I know that guy said that. I know he did.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's true though. I can't remember who it was. It was an ex-pro that I have sort of good respect for. But yeah, he is just finding his feet. We're only sort of 8, 9, 10 games that he's had. He hasn't started every game, so yeah, it might take him a good few months, mightn't it, to actually find his feet. I don't know because I know Odegaard's back, Madueke's back. Where's his best position for Arsenal? This is the thing. This is this big conundrum that we seem to have with Eze. We know he's got the talent. What's his best position? Where's he going to play? This is it, isn't it? This is what we're going to find out.
Yeah. Look, there's definitely better games to come, or like lesser opponents, or whatever you want to call it. So hopefully we can see a bit better, a bit better performances from Eze, to the point where hopefully you can get a goal, or like you said, an assist, and then you can hit the ground running. But you're right. I think the fact that he's sort of been asked to play in a certain way, whether it's the deep line role or the Odegaard role or whatever, again, he's been asked to play a certain way. That's the problem, right? So yeah, just let him do his thing. And again, there was times last night where I felt like he was a bit freer, but he was still dedicated more to the right hand side of the pitch, where it's like, just let him run. Let him run. We've got Zubamendi to run into that space, which he did on a few occasions in that sort of like right half space. And we got Timber to overload, and we got Saka on that side. So you can afford for Eze to move out. And again, where did the shot come from? You know what I mean? He was on the other side of the box. He wasn't in his normal position. So I just feel like, yeah, Arteta, I don't know whether it's obviously going to be his doing, but just I really hope they give him a bit more. Right, just you do your own thing, mate. Like if it was Ozil, they wouldn't have asked Ozil to do that shit. They would just let him crack on, and no one asked Ozil to do that. When they did ask him to do that, that's when it's like, well, that's not Ozil. So
exactly, and that's my worry. I was watching it. There was a moment, and he got the ball off Rice in the middle of the park, and I thought that there was two players either side of him. And I thought, take the ball and turn. That's what you're great at. You've got great sort of low centre of gravity, and he just laid it back to Rice. And then I think Rice passed it out wide, as they do, and then it came back into Rice, and he passed it to him again, and then two players came around him, and he passed it back, and it was just, I thought, what's that? That's nothing. That's not the Eze we know, where he'll take it, turn, and run at players, and that's what I think he needs to do. Whether it's confidence, who knows? You know, he doesn't want to maybe make mistakes, and you know, he gave the ball away a few times against Fulham, didn't he? You don't know, do you? But I think obviously it probably is early season nerves with him. But he's certainly got the quality. It's just whether he can, you know, transfer that onto the pitch. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine with Eze. Moving on, we got Bukayo Saka. These guys
they've given him an 8. I don't know about you. I didn't think he was
an 8.
Yeah, they've given him an 8. They think. They said strong game from the winger all round as he watched his teammates dominate. Well, that's his teammates dominate, not him. Yes, he laid a ball through for Martinelli, which effectively, when he was offside. But other than that, he had one shot or two shots maybe on target. One was blocked, like we were talking about. Other than that, it's fantastic. You know, it's gone. The echo's gone, by the way. Sorry, just let you know. A little nice little wing there.
Doing magic over here. I'm using all my hands.
It's just suddenly went like all scary. But yeah, Saka for me. Again, they've given him an 8. I would probably I'd muster up a 7 for him. I don't think he was any better than Eze, to be fair. 7.1.
These guys are given. Literally, they've given him 7.1. That's what they've actually given him, 7.1. And I think that 0.1 is kind of deserved for that pass to Martinelli. But look, overall, again, functional. Like nothing to be like, oh my god, Bukayo Saka was the guy. He just wasn't the guy. You know what I mean? He just wasn't. And the fact that he was running in the box, that doesn't mean that he was going to do anything with it, because we saw that he didn't really. You know, every time when he was like going into his left, it's like, dude, you should have crossed that with your right. Every time he went to cross it with your right, it's like, dude, you should have gone to your left and shot that. Just the same stuff with Bukayo Saka, week in, week out. This is what we talk about. And again, there's people out there who will just be like, well, yeah, but he's running at defenders and he's doing this and he's making things happen. Okay, what? He didn't get any assists. So let me just go through some stats real quick, right? Since we're here and talk about Saka. So what did he play? 90 minutes, no assists, 5 total shots, 1 on target, and 3 block shots. And those 3 block shots, those are the shots that he should have passed. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It says it right there. Not in those words, but it says it right there that those 3 block shots, he should have passed that. So,
I mean, are we the only ones seeing this?
I don't know. There's, again, even the Arsenal podcast that I listened to, they just, again, went back on praising Saka like he was this God-sent player. And it's like, are we watching the same thing here?
No.
If he made 3 assists, then I will totally agree with you and I will retract what I've said. But unfortunately, it just doesn't look good. Big chances missed. One big chance missed. Successful dribbles, 2 out of 6.
Eze put it through, isn't it? That's the Eze 1-on-1.
Yeah. 2 out of 6 successful dribbles, by the way. So what is he doing? Can someone explain to me what he's actually doing? Even the eye test is not passing Saka, I'm afraid. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a good player. We've said this before, and I feel like I have to keep saying it just to defend ourselves because people will attack us. But, you know, he's just not doing what I feel like he should be doing. I really don't. The fact that, you know, we'll get to him, but Gyökeres is doing more than Saka's doing.
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean? So 7.1, I feel like that's fine. Tackles 1 of 1, ground duels 3 of 9. So it's like, what? 3 interceptions, 1 clearance. Fair enough. He did some defensive work. I don't mind that. Okay, that's good. But you're a winger. Okay, so you're supposed to be a bread doing the shit, scoring the goals and the fucking assist and he's not doing any of that. So I'm just, again, just tired of saying the same things about Saka. Like, just even if he scores a hat trick, it's like, great, was that one match? Let's have a look. Let's wait for the next one, and again, and so on. I don't really want to carry on too much on Saka, to be honest with you. But unless you've got something else to get.
No, I think we know exactly how we both feel about Saka, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Will he ever change? He's 24 now. Will he ever change? I'm not sure. I don't think he can teach that. I don't think his ball control, his skill is. I don't know. I just don't think he's got it in him. I honestly don't. I think he's a good player. I think he'll always be classed as a good player. He'll always get 7s and 8s, but he's never going to elevate himself with up to that next level of the elite, the 9s, the 10s. Where he's going to be sort of scoring every game or assisting every game. He's not an Iron Robin. No way he's an Iron Robin. And to be fair, I actually think that Madueke is better than him, a better player. Maybe not score as many goals, but a winger if he scored 10 goals, that's an assist 10. What I want a winger to do is to put a ball in the net, in the goal. Fuck's sake, I'm getting my words out. I want a winger to cross the ball for the striker to score. I don't want the winger to be a ball greedy twat like Saka. I want him to put people in better positions than themselves, so it's easier to score. Because that could come back to haunt us. But
this is obviously, this goes to the decision making or lack of decision making in Saka's case. These are the issues that we have problems with. Like this is exactly what we're talking about with Saka. I feel okay. He's 24. I feel like maybe he's got another year or two to get to sort of peak level, and then it'll be the fair. That's when we can judge him fairly. But let me pose a question, right? If Gyökeres, how long did he sign for? 5 years? 4 years?
Yes.
4 years? 5 years. If in 5 years, from now up until when his contract runs out, he gets 20 plus goals a season consistently in the Premier League, would he be classed more of a legend than Saka? If Saka's trajectory just plateaus from now until the 5 years?
If Gyökeres scores 20 plus goals and we win 3 Premierships and a Champions League, yes. And I think Gyökeres will be, because he was brought in, Gyökeres, to win the Premiership, to win a big trophy. And if it's not being won before he comes, then surely it's down to Gyökeres, because he might score the crucial goals. If he scores the winning goal that wins us the Premiership, if he scores the winning goal in the Champions League final, Gyökeres will be classed as a legend, because we've never done it.
It'll be.
And we won the Premiership for 20 years. So
yeah, that's right. It'll be Gyökeres, Zubimendi. Those will be the guys that people will look at, be like, God, those are the additions, and potentially Madueke, depending on obviously how he goes
and
on.
Potentially as that's how he goes.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So again, that could be the difference maker. But it's a stupid question, no doubt, and people will probably just laugh at us. But I agree with you. If that's the case, and up until Gyökeres' 5-year contract runs out, if he's getting 20 plus goals a season in the Premier League, and you said we'll win 3 league titles, for example, or even 2, yeah, I feel like he will deserve that title. But also, there will also be people who will try and swing that Saka's way. Oh, well, if it wasn't for Saka doing this and laying the groundworks, all right, great, the foundations and stuff, that's great, but now what? Do you know what I mean? What else did he do? He didn't do much. He didn't fucking put the walls up, for example. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
It will depend on sort of individual matches, I suppose, won't it? If Saka scores the winning goal, and you know what I mean. If Gyökeres scores a winning goal, then it's Gyökeres. If Saka does it, so it's all depends on the circumstances of each winning game.
It's a silly question for sure. But yeah, it's just an interesting one. So yeah, we're in agreement. 7 for Saka, and Martinelli next.
I'm going to say, so obviously they've scored Martinelli 9 and Gyökeres 9, and I'm in agreement with them both. So I'm going to go Gyökeres, Martinelli, and Zubimendi 9, but I'm not going to tell you who are man of the matches. So Martinelli, I thought very, very, very good game. Very industrious. One of his better games that I've seen. He did everything that I want him to do, really, as a winger should. He scored a goal. He took players on. He didn't look like he was going to lose the ball when he was running with it. I don't think he will have his stats at some point. He'll tell me his stats, his passing, his ball giveaways, etc., etc. But no, I mean I'm happy with the 9. Scored a great goal. Was a constant threat. He linked up play very well, obviously, and he crossed it in for for Gyökeres's goal, didn't he? So yeah, pretty good all round.
Yeah, I thought Martinelli was a bit more effective than Saka was
very much
from his side. And again, look, in terms of the stats, they're not like massively different from each other. But I just feel like Martinelli found himself in the right positions and again made the right decisions at the right moment. But yeah, in terms of stats, they're looking pretty sort of similar. Accurate passes in the final third, like nearly 80% on that one, 77%. A few shots on target, which again a bit different, and an assist and a goal. So there you go. Yeah, for Martinelli, I'm happy. Honestly, I'm happy with a 9 for Martinelli because I thought it was good. I think I agree with you on Zubimendi as well. And did you say he's one of your man of the match?
He's 3. Yeah, Gyökeres, Martinelli, and Zubimendi are 3.
He's close. He's close. I only had 2 sort of man of the match for me, but I thought. Yeah, 9 is fine for Martinelli. He had a very effective game. I couldn't ask really any more from him in that regard. And finally, last but not least,
Mr. Yoki himself,
Mr. Big Vic.
So 9 from me, 9 from the scores here. So as you know, obviously his 2 goals. With the worldies, there were 2 goals, that's all you can ask for your striker. But it's not that, is it? It's not. We've said this from the start. We've always said it from day one. Yes, we'd love him to crack 30-yarders in like he was doing for Sporting, but what he does for the team, like Shearer's been saying, like probably a lot of other pundits are saying, what he does for the team is so overlooked. And he just creates space for everyone. He causes chaos because he's strong. He just puts he's like an old-fashioned defender like John Terry, where you put your head where you wouldn't put your foot. He's just so brave, and I love that about him. And really, really humble guy. But yeah, and what he did here, he missed a one-on-one, but so what? Everyone misses one-on-ones. I don't know what your thoughts were. Yeah,
Big Vic, I think I've already sort of alluded to how I felt about him in that match. And for me, he was 100% man of the match. Because the way that he played, the goals were good, but even before the goals, if it was like a 1-0, I think I still would have given him man of the match because I just thought he was brilliant. Everywhere. Strong, fast, making them runs that he's making, by the way. It's just something different for our team. It's something we haven't seen in a very long time. So yeah, for me, easily a 9.5. These guys are giving him an 8.3, less than Gabriel. Obviously because I made Gabriel the man of the match. But for me, it was between Gabriel and Gyökeres. But I would have, I'm going Gyökeres as my ultimate man of the match because it was just, it was brilliant. Relative to all the other players on the pitch, he was without doubt the best. And
I think you sent me a message saying Martinelli, Rice, or Yoke as man of the match. That I put not sure, possibly Yoke for his hard work and Martinelli done well. Absolutely. I kind of had a feeling that you were going to pick the Yoke. I think. I mean, like I say, I'll give 3 of them 9s. I don't really want to separate them, but I think personally for me, I think Zubimendi was. Just purely down when I've looked back at it, I've watched the highlights again. He was fantastic, honestly, and he set up so many chances. He even did that. I don't know if you remember the flick that he gave to Gyökeres. That was. I think
that's the one. That's the one I said earlier. That's the one. Oh, I said
right, yeah. That was good. And I'd forgot about that. So to me, Zubimendi, but obviously we all know what Gyökeres is bringing, and I think we said it at the pod against Fulham when it was. I was saying that when Havertz comes back, we'll realise how important Gyökeres is because Havertz is completely different. He won't bring us that threat that Gyökeres does. He will not bring players out of position. So Martinelli, Trossard, Saka, Odegaard, Eze, whoever it is, has that space. And that's what Jock does, and that's fantastic. And that's why we're winning so many games, because of him.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, he's something totally different to what we have already in the team. And yeah, when Havertz is back, potentially to close out games, and obviously, if God forbid, touch wood, any injuries to Big Vic,
He's getting battered, isn't he?
No one said that. Yeah. He's getting the shit kicked out of him, to be honest. But he's taking it so well. He's like the Hulk, really. He's like, I don't care.
Really.
I'm just gonna get to goal. That's my goal. I want to get to goal, and I feel like that's what goes on in his head. As soon as he steps on the pitch, I feel like that's what's going on in his head. He's like, right, I need to get to that box. How do I get to that box? Bang.
Perfect. So, yeah, just what we need.
And if he'd, in the last few games, if he'd scored, he would have 100% been man of the match in all of those. Yeah. Honestly, it was just he's been that good. And it's fine. Other people may have different metrics on how to judge a striker. Like, obviously the goals are the way to judge a striker. I'm not saying that's wrong, but there is other aspects of the game as well. So, right, we're not going to repeat ourselves on Big Vic because we say it every week. The only difference this time was that he scored 2 goals. Good, not lucky, not. It doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned. This is what matters.
I think the Champions League, they give him man of the match, didn't they? You got man of the match.
Yes,
you got the ball.
Yeah, you got the ball. Yeah, that looks really cool, by the way. For me, I've realised, right, I needed my collection. I need the Pirelli tire, the Paul Lap tire that they get.
Oh yeah,
and I want that Champions League. Ball.
Because the Premier League man of the match, he looks like a bar of soap, doesn't it?
What is that, by the way? Is that Lynx shower gel? What is that?
Looks like it's bullshit.
Honestly, Premier League by Lynx. Sounds awful. Ass crack. No.
Terrible.
Right, okay, look, before we... is there anything else that you want to add, by the way? Anything interesting? Anything worth of note?
No, I think just... obviously, 4-0... Just obviously, we haven't conceded in the Champions League, and it's our best start for 128 years, I believe. Best defensive record. Obviously, we've only conceded 3. Mm-hmm. Whether we'll beat Chelsea's record of 15, I don't know. That's a hard fucking. Especially in the way the Premiership is at the minute, it's really hard. But we're doing all right.
We've conceded 3 already. If we'd been nothing until now, I probably would have been like, right, okay, yeah, we could definitely break that. But the fact that we've conceded 3 already, and we're 8th week in?
Yeah, but we've played quite a few decent teams.
It's 30 weeks to go. 5 goals a week. No. How would it work out? No, not 5 goals a week. No, that's not good.
50 goals conceded.
That would be the worst. That was another record breaker, though. Okay, maybe maths is not the right thing to do right now at 10:30. But anyway,
even if we conceded a goal a week, that's like 38 goals, 33 goals. Sorry. So.
I don't know where I was trying to go with that. To be honest, I meant like
it sounded good initially.
1 in every 5 matches or something. Maybe that's what I meant. That's 6 goals.
Yeah.
Is that right? That's 6. I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
Maths
Just say we don't concede anymore. That would be amazing.
Yeah, maths is mething right now. So yeah, right, good. We will leave it there, Stevie, and we will be back. Actually, we'll be back on Sunday.
Do you want to do a prediction for the Palace game?
Oh yeah, let's do a prediction Palace game. Okay. I've got a 2-1.
I think Jean-Claude's going to score.
Yeah, probably. He's quite good. I need to put him in my fantasy team, to be honest.
He got a hat trick, didn't he, last week? But missed an absolute fucking sitter to win it, and they would have gone second. But no, I can't see them scoring.
Ooh.
I think if we, they're not better than Atletico Madrid. They're not better than we were away at Fulham. They're a decent team. Don't get me wrong. They are a decent team and decent manager Glasner. I just, with our defensive record, really. Are we going to concede? It would have to be such a sloppy goal to concede if we did. So,
complacency.
3-0, mate.
3-0. Wow. Okay, I can see it. I can totally see it, by the way. Not just because Crystal Palace are a bad side or anything like that. They're actually a very good side. But I can see it. I can see it. We'll probably get the better of them. But again, all it takes is one mistake very early on, and then that shakes the confidence, and then it's just going to be a bitch of a match from then on. But you say 3-0, say 2-1. I think Yok will score again, to be honest. I think he'll just pick it up a little bit from now on. But yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We'll be back.
I just want to finish on one thing. I know at the top of the show we started talking about sort of eradicating the ghosts of the past and getting rid of all these teams that we historically don't do well against. And obviously coming up is one of those in the Champions League. I know we've got Slavia Prague next away from home, but our next home game is against you know who.
Don't be like that, right? Let's just enjoy the time that we've got right now, and we will definitely have a conversation next month about that. Yeah, that's going to be. I think if we manage to beat them convincingly, I think we're in a good shout.
I think we're there. I think if we can beat Bayern, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, if we can beat Bayern, even if it's 4-3, 2-1. If we can beat them,
beaten is beaten.
Yeah, it's going to send out a massive. I know I sent out a message last night against Atletico, but we beat Paris Saint-Germain 2-0 at home last season, and then they beat us in the semi. So it doesn't mean much. I don't think it's in like a knockout competition. That's when we'll be judged. I think.
I agree. I totally agree. It kind of feels like serendipitous, or it could be by the end of the season, because of the teams that we've sort of faced, and it's like, okay, well, this is payback now, and hopefully we can carry that on with Bayern as well, because we all know we don't want to rehash old history. We all know what happens with Bayern, so hopefully we can get them beat. And Stevie, it's even though we said we're going to be on for 45 minutes, it's almost an hour and 20, so we will leave it there. And we will be back on Sunday evening, hopefully, all goes well, and ready for you guys on Monday. So, good. Right, we're going to go. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you on the next one. Until then, stay safe. Stay alert.
Au revoir. Oui, oui. Si, si.